Is back. World-renowned chef, restaurateur, TV host, author, and he created the next tool, and he's going to explain exactly why.
Very important.
Chef, infrared external thermometer. 5 easy pays on everything today means you get this one home for $4, and this could be the game changer in the way that you cook.
Yeah, can you see that right there? If you can get a close-up of that, okay? Can you see that? All right, right there. So, what are we doing? We're measuring things we can't put our finger in.
Yeah, please don't.
Right? Like water, like a hot pan, like milk for eggnog holiday time.
Exactly.
Fryer, right?
Yeah.
And you need to know the surface temps of these. Now, yes, you need digital internal temps, but surface temps are very important. Why is that? Let's start with a steak.
Okay.
Biggest mistake I call them home amateur cooks make. They love to cook, but they always get frustrated that the steak is cooked very well on the outside and raw inside. It's because they don't rest their meat. What does that mean? You bring this out. This has been out of the fridge for about an hour, this steak here. So I'm going to temp the steak. What does that mean? The outside of the steak should be room temp, which is 75 to 80 degrees. So right now you can see that, 78 degrees.
Yeah.
Okay?
Coming closer.
That's
Did you guys see that?
room temp.
Okay.
That's when you put it in a pan.
All right.
Very hot pan. This fan is 500 degrees.
And you know that.
I know that because I just temped the pan. Okay? 500 degrees. I'm going to put the steak in now. This steak is going to cook after we flip it. And we're going to get the internal from our internal thermometer. But the external, 78 degrees, 75 room temp. That steak is definitely going to be cooked medium rare to medium rare all the way through. Not burnt, gray and raw, and burnt. All right? That's the important thing.
All right, I'm going to run over here real quick just so that you guys know. And you are going to need that internal thermometer, but you're going to need the external. And this is brand new. Chef created this. The cranberry color is most popular, but here's the Zakarian blue color on this, and that's going to be our hunter green. You are going to get the instruction booklet with it as well, but for $4.60, you are getting something that comes with a 1-year manufacturer's warranty, even a 2-year as long as you register it as well. All right.
All right, so again, you can measure in Fahrenheit or centigrade. I don't know anyone that uses centigrade. If you're in Europe, maybe.
Yes.
But look how hot, look how beautiful these steaks are, right? They're searing in a pan. I put no butter, no oil. Temp of the pan was right. Temp of the steak was right. Let's go do something very simple. People ask me how to poach eggs. Okay, so I put eggs in a wide pan like this.
Okay.
I have about 100. Can you see the temp there? About 180 degrees poaching liquid. I'm going to put a little bit of salt. We're going to poach eggs. Okay. A little salt, not too much, and then vinegar. Why vinegar? White wine vinegar, inexpensive vinegar. This just helps the albumin go like this and get nice and round. And then what I like to do is just get it going counterclockwise. If you live in Australia, it's the other way.
I think we're safe.
And just drop them in a little container first, so if the egg breaks, you can do it again. And they're just going to actually now collapse around each other. You leave them alone 180 degrees in about 3 or 4 minutes. You're going to have a perfect poached egg. And why? Because you started at 180 degrees. You don't want it more than that. If it's a rolling boil, it's going to damage the egg. Okay. Okay? And that's the simplicity of that. We come to our steak, which now look how gorgeous this is because we've rested it properly. Now we're going to flip it, which is called quadrillage. It's a fancy French term. Hashtag, right? You have that hashtag mark, like you're building a fireplace, railroad, all that sort of stuff. What do we have here? We have our milk. We're going to make eggnog. We want it to come to about 160 degrees. Why is that? Because we want to make sure it is completely rid of all the bacteria before we then add our yolks and our booze. The good thing is you have alcohol in eggnog, so it's going to be healthy. When you're doing this, you're making buttermilk or yogurt, you want to know temperatures. Coming over here, we have our...
Really important in the oil.
Temperatures are oil, right? So we're going to go... This is about 330, 340. It was 350, which when you start is good. The more shrimp or the more product you add, it'll lower. So I like to just put it a little higher. So if I want a little higher, add it. Very important when you're at home, you don't have a fryer later. You want to have something, you know how hot the oil is. You don't want it smoking. And oh my gosh, it's too hot. You want to know so you can. And the best way at home, a trick, is you have a large pot, a little bit of oil, only a quarter filled. You have some cold oil, room temperature on the side. If it gets too hot, you add some cold oil or room temperature oil. It brings it down right away. All right, because there's nothing else you can do other than take it off and wait. But pouring room temp oil back in will bring it down to the right temperature. Really important.
You know, it's interesting. You and I had a conversation just very, very quickly. You were talking about this is what you do in your restaurant.
Oh, yes. Everyone has. I said we have drawers of these.
Yeah.
Internal and external. But a lot of people at home don't have the external. Very important, actually. I really think it's a very important tool.
I'll be very honest with you. I'm very familiar because we've all purchased your internal one. But this is the external temperature. If you fry food and your food is just greasy and oily, it's because the temperature wasn't right.
Let's go over here. Like, I like to make sourdough bread. I love sourdough bread.
Oh, nice.
The yeast starter should be about 75 degrees, spot on. Now, it's hard to know that unless you have something like this, right?
Can we
That's
come
what you
really,
want.
really close? Yeah.
Sourdough, if it's too cold, it won't go back and do its thing. And the starter, as you know, is something you keep adding to, you keep using. There are starters. There's a, I think Poilâne in Paris has a starter. It's 300 years old.
Wow.
They keep the original. They keep adding a little bit back to the original starter. That's what you do. It's really amazing. But this baby here will make sure that all your food that you have to use temperature on is correct, so you don't make any mistakes. It's very easy. It's fantastic. Couple of batteries. It goes from
awesome
negative 58
Yeah.
to 700 degrees. I don't think we're going to cook anything at 700 degrees. Maybe a pizza oven.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. All right. This is a great price. It's from the chef. He designed this. This is actually designed in New York City, developed by him, designed by him. 5 easy pays at $4.60. We'll get it home. Again, you get a 1-year limited manufacturer's warranty. If you take the time, fill out the registration form, you'll get 2 years on that. And if you've got someone who loves to cook, who loves...
What a gift.
Chef Zakarian. This
What a
is
gift.
Fabulous gift, and one that you're not going to easily find anywhere else. So this is going to be your cranberry, very, very popular. Here is the Zakarian blue. Here's the hunter green. The instructions come along with it. But for that gift, for that budding gift, for someone who absolutely loves, you know, fried food, loves to fry it, loves the steaks,
Look at the steak. So take a look at it. We cooked this right for you at home. Look at that. That's exactly 4 minutes at 180,
gorgeous.
and that is gorgeous.
Yep.
You put that
really
on
is.
a nice English muffin, you're going to be happy, or on the top of a steak. Look how beautiful that is. See?
That is really
So that's how you cook a poached egg. Very simple, but you need technique and you need tools. Very simple. Temperature. That's all it is.
See? And we got you the right external temperature for you. K99026. Chef will be here all day long.
Can't wait.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Much appreciated. Let me mention, earlier we talked